Tell us about this, like being an engineer and now a doodler and now a book writer and a career counselor. How you transit your careers between these two jobs?
Yeah. So when I finished my engineering, I did core engineering work back in 97, 98. My first job was as a manufacturing engineer. But Krunal, it was probably within a 1 month I realized that that is not something that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I did not that the work isn't great, but it wasn't meant for me. I did not like the harsh conditions of working on machines and everything. And I felt maybe I'm not built for that. I'm built for something else. And I slowly graduated towards sales, marketing, business development from 98 onwards. So I was quite good with that because I felt that I have got a natural ability to build rapport, understand other people, and also work through them. So that's what I carried in Australia. But I did not succeed in my first couple of roles back in 2007 to 2009. I
Mm-hmm.
lost a couple of my jobs. So 2009 was a watershed moment that I had to decide what do I do now with my career because I've not been successful in first two roles. Though they were redundancies, but I still felt that I was not probably great at my work. So that's when I started to dig more about what would be a great career for me. And I met, serendipitously, I met a couple of people who worked in employment careers. That means that they worked with people who are on social welfare benefits and they loved that job. So I digged into more and I found that that's probably a good career for me to begin. And that's how started my career into employment services. And I think the a lot of people ask me that what really kind of helped me to transition. So one is, Krunal, that I also took time off. That means I did not work for 2 months
Oh.
to figure out what I want to do. Right? Not that every day I was kind of going into chanting any mantras to find out what do I want to. Because I was talking to a lot of people
Right.
and reaching out, connecting with them, attending a lot of events. So I
Mm.
found out more and more about different kind of careers. Then I chose this career because it kind of aligned with who am I, what kind of work do I enjoy. It is still to help people move from A to B. So I really liked that. So since 2009, I started to work with people on social welfare benefits, then worked with people who have developed, who has got workplace injuries or transport accident injuries, help them to change their career, and also worked with indigenous employment program, multicultural employment program, law school, to career counseling role, to localized employment program role. So I've done heaps of work around careers and employment.
That's great. And I think I see that today's podcast is going to be very exciting for our audience who are new migrants and seeking for jobs and they struggle how to find a new job. So
That's
and
correct.
especially with this current Australian environment, because the
Yeah.
life is getting harder, expensive and difficult. So how a migrant can find a better work and how can shape their career. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be asking a lot of question about it, but
Sure, please.
let's get started with this. So first of all, how you as an individual feel about living in Australia?
I think it's a fantastic country, no doubt about it. There are a lot many commonalities. If you're coming from subcontinent, Krunal, you'll find a lot of commonalities here. That means that it's obviously cricket is probably one of the biggest commonality that you'd find. That people understand that. Secondly, is that I found that Australian culture itself is not too competitive. It's not kind of pushing you that,
Go
right?
go
So you
go
can have
career
a
round. Yeah, yeah.
exactly, it's kind of you take it at your own pace. There's no You're not kind of continuously living in a very competitive environment.
Mm.
I've also found that Australian work culture, society culture is quite welcoming too.
Mm.
They are unlike Americans, who who come across as chip on the shoulder. I found that Australians are easy to deal with. They are not particularly, you can go and chat with anybody. You can be standing on a tram stop, right? And you can strike a conversation with somebody next to you, and that's normal. It's
Yeah.
not unusual, right? So that's what I've found about the culture. It's also a straightforwardness around it. If I can do the job, I'll say yes. If I can't, I'll say no to that. So there's a lot of transparency, a lot of frank and honest discussion around work. And I found that the community is also quite welcoming. They've embraced in last few years, embraced the multicultural aspect, as well in the community, in sports, to in workplaces as well.